Good morning and welcome to the Crawford County Board of Commissioners meeting for August 24th. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance with Commissioner Wiederspan.
Let's all rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Francis.
You're welcome, sir.
Any approval of the minutes from the meeting on August 10th, 2022? Sorry.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Any approval of the minutes from the work session on August 18th?
So moved. Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes. Any approval of payment of bills in the amount of $2,980,177.90 for the period ending August 23rd.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
There were two executive sessions, August 18th, 2022 for commissioners to discuss court personnel, and August 19th, 2022 for care center to discuss personnel. Any public comment? Public safety, Mr. Beveridge.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Greg.
Morning, Greg.
We're just asking for your approval to utilize Mobilecom as our project manager for the construction of a communications tower in the Sugar Lake area at a cost of $15,000. That expense will be covered by ARPA funds.
So moved. Second.
Probably moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Thank you, Greg.
All right, thank you.
Assessment, Mr. Galvo.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Joe.
I come to you with a request to approve the sign the Assessment Board retainer with the firm San Martino Stout and Lopresti for appraisal consulting services for the period September 1, 2022 to August 31, 2023. These are the same terms and conditions as the original agreement effective August 1991 as in previous years. The annual retainer will remain the same at $3,000 for the year beginning September 1, 2022. Billing rate will be $200 per hour. This rate will be credited against the retainer, and if any overages occur, the same will be billed.
So moved. Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe. Thanks, Joe.
Correctional facility, Mr. Greenfield.
Good morning.
Morning,
Morning,
Jack.
Just want for approval to enter into maintenance agreements with Global Correction System. The cost of the agreement is $14,250. This is a 2-year agreement, and it covers all repairs, all labor, and anything that needs to be replaced. I would like to have this funded by the commissary account.
So moved. Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Secondly, I'd like to ratify the MOU and intergovernmental agreement between the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and Crawford County. This agreement will provide at no cost to the county recommendations from correctional professionals, training, the availability of special teams, including canine drug intervention, CERT, HRT, and vulnerability assessments.
So moved. Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
County Treasurer, Mrs. Krzyjak.
Good morning.
Morning, Christine.
I'm asking to approve to pay the city of Meadville for our 1/3 share of the city treasurer's office wages. This is for the collection of the county taxes for the period of 1/1/2022 to 6/30/2022, and the amount is $18,894.98, and it is a budgeted item.
So moved. Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
And I'm asking for approval to pay the city of Meadville for the 1/3 share of postage and mailing of the real estate bills, and this is for the period of 1/1/2022 through 6/30/2022, in the amount of $1,987.48, and it is also a budgeted item.
So moved. Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Christine. The Care Center, Mrs. Moyer. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Tanya.
I'd like to request to ratify the $540 payment to Credentia, and that's to purchase 4 CNA test vouchers.
So moved. Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Are these tests scheduled? Hopefully.
We're working on scheduling.
I thank you. Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Request to ratify the title change of Business Office Clerk, AR Billing Specialist, to Business Office Coordinator.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
And request to approve the payment to purchase one nurse aid wall documentation station at a total cost of $1,064.94.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
County Planning, Mr. Norwood.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
Morning,
Zach.
Zachary.
Jack.
First item, we are seeking approval for payment of an invoice number 77256 from the Meadville Tribune in the amount of $978.25 for publication of invitation for bid with the Rocky Glen Road project. This is paid for out of the fiscal year 2019 CDBG account.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Next, we're asking for approval of payment for invoice number 30 from Stifler McGraw Associates in the amount of $444.50 for their engineering services associated with the Richmond Township CDBG project for June of 2022. This is paid for out of the county's fiscal year 2018 CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Next, we're asking for approval of payment for an invoice number 31 from Stifler McGraw Associates in the amount of $190.50. This is for engineering services associated with Beaver Township CDBG program for June of 2022. Again, this is paid for out of the Crawford County fiscal year 2019 CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
For informational purposes, those two projects, the materials showed up yesterday and the construction workers are on site this week to
Great.
finish up the projects.
Great.
In item D, we're seeking to ratify approval of payment for an invoice number 15145 from the Leader Times in the amount of $834.25. This is for publication for invitation to bid for contractors for the Brady Tunnel project. This is paid for out of the ARC Power Grant.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Next, we're asking for approval of payment for invoice number 44697-21-11 from Lindy Paving in the amount of $120,389.04. This is for work associated with the City of Meadville's East Street paving project. It is paid for by the City of Meadville's fiscal year 2019 CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Next, we're asking for approval of payment for an application, pay application number 3 from Dynasty Construction Unlimited, Inc. in the amount of $55,782. This is for work associated with the Vernon Township Municipal Building Improvements Project, paid for out of the fiscal year 2019 Vernon Township CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Next, we're asking for approval of a memorandum of understanding between Crawford County and Crawford County Mental Health Awareness Program, Inc. for the Continuum Care Program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Next, we're seeking for approval of an amendment to the cooperation agreement between Crawford County and Vernon Township dated June 26, 2019 regarding the CDBG program administration.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Next, we're asking to ratify approval of a cooperation agreement between Crawford County and Conneaut Lake Borough for the application and management of a $400,000 Appalachian Regional Commission grant.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
And finally, this morning, we're asking our approval to distribute $700,000 through the county's ARPA program for Phase 1 trail development for the French Creek Heritage Entertainment District to the French Creek District Development Corporation.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Thank you, John.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Zach. Thanks, Zach.
County maintenance.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Asking approval to pay Keystone Electrical Technologies for labor and materials to relamp and replace fixtures at the Renewed Life Haven for $11,047.68. This will be paid for with Human Services money.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Asking approval to pay Perry Construction for work on the HVAC project here at the courthouse for $27,976.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Asking approval to pay Brian Noah, project manager for professional services for July 2022 for $2,020.50.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Asking approval to pay the Eads Group for professional engineering services for bridge number 26 on Glendon Road, for that bridge to be rehabbed, $17,507.93.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Asking to ratify approval to pay Sunbelt Rentals. This is to rent a man lift to do work at the fairgrounds for $1,266.57.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Asking to ratify approval of an invoice from Ace Contractor Center for the new Backup 911 Center project at the fairgrounds for $210.59.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Asking to ratify approval to pay Meadville Overhead Door Company. This is to furnish and install 2 door openers at the Liquid Fuels Building for $1,668, and this will be paid for with Liquid Fuels funds.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Asking to ratify to approve a change order to the contract to repair the wing wall at the Glendon Road Bridge, bridge number 26, to Shingle Decker Welding for $29,433.30. This will be paid for with Act 44 monies.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Asking to ratify approval to pay the remaining balance to install the fans in the back part of Exhibit 1 building to Mark Johnson Electric for $9,664. This will be paid for by ARPA funds.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
And lastly, asking approval to pay Tower Engineering for professional services from June 18th, 2022 to July 16th, 2022 for design work on the HVAC project for $2,626.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Thanks.
And Mark, just tell your guys that they're really doing a great job at the fair. I'm
Thanks.
really getting everything together. It's crazy how much money they're probably saving us in the long run, so
Trying.
we thank you.
Come enjoy the
Great
fair.
job.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Human Services.
Morning.
Good morning,
Morning,
Sue.
Sue. Morning, Sue.
I'm seeking approval of the maintenance end-user license and backup agreements with Horizon Information Systems. The total cost is $2,099.80. Cost to the county is $161.04.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
I'm seeking approval of the MATP initial allocation for fiscal year 22-23. Total cost is $747,111. There's no cost to the county, all paid for with MATP funding.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
I'm seeking approval of the MATP report. MATP's total expenses for the year was $488,492. There is no cost to the county, all paid for with MATP funding.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
I'm seeking approval of the CYS needs-based plan and budget for fiscal year 23-24. The total amount for fiscal year 23-24 is $15,377,458. The cost to the county is $2,722,722,049.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Aye.
Seeking to ratify payment to the Center for Family Services for the delivery of ERAP-2 services through 7/29/22, totaling $76,332.24, with no cost to the county, all paid with ERAP-2 funds.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
I'm seeking approval for payment to National Notary Association for 15 rolling and locking tote bags. Total cost is $1,575. There's no cost to the county, all paid for with caseworker visitation funds.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
I'm seeking approval of the fiscal year 22-23 contract with Community Health Services. The contract maximum is $747,111, which is based upon the MATP initial allocation for fiscal year 22-23. There is no cost to the county, all paid with MATP funding.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Aye.
I'm seeking approval of the fiscal year 22-23 contract with Central Counties Youth Center for detention services.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
I'm seeking approval of the fiscal year 22-23 contract with Children's Aid Society of Mercer County for foster care services.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
I'm seeking approval of the fiscal year 22-23 contract with George Jr. for residential services.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Aye.
Seeking approval for the fiscal year 22-23 contract with Woodbridge Counseling for crisis outreach services.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
And finally, I'm seeking approval of the following fiscal year 22-23 contracts, all of which have the same services and rates as fiscal year 21-22. The CYS JP contracts are with Blended Spirits Ranch, Schaefer Law Firm. Contracts for MHID and EI are with Community Rising Therapy, Next Step Therapy, Positive Steps Therapy, Supports, and United Community Independence Programs. And professional contracts with Ashley Bars, Little Steps Physical Therapy, and Watson Pepicelli.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye. Yes.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sue.
Thanks, Sue.
Finance.
Good morning.
Morning,
Morning,
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
For your approval, I have invoices totaling $59,771.75. These were detailed at last week's work session.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
And for ratification, I have invoices totaling $102,251.97, again detailed at last week's work session.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I'd just like to say that several people have mentioned up to the fairgrounds the appreciation of the work on the youth show arena, putting those curtains in. Instead of sweat and dust, they're actually getting sweatshirts that keeps them. It's a little
It is
cold, but
very nice. And
it's
it
much
lets
better.
extra light in also. It's wonderful.
It's greatly appreciated by attendees and zippers as well.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Aye.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Human Resources.
Morning, Brittany.
Morning, Brittany.
I'm requesting to ratify the agreement with Remedy Analytics, Inc. for pharmacy benefit management.
So moved.
Second?
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Goff.
Aye.
Weaver.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brittany.
New hires and transfers, your packet.
I will make a motion to approve the new hires and transfers packet and our information.
I'll second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Goff.
Aye.
Witherspoon.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes. Okay, the courthouse will be closed on September 5th for Labor Day. The next work session will be September 7th. The next full session, September 14th. Commissioner comments, Commissioner Wiederspin.
Well, this is my last chance to promote the fair, so we're halfway through it. It's been great attendance, and the weather's supposed to be good out through the rest of the week, so come up and enjoy.
Commissioner Saab.
Two things. Number one, I would just remind both staff and then visitors to the courthouse that as we're nearing the end of summer, our HVAC project will kind of kick back into high gear. So there will be some construction zones more prevalent, so just be careful and just be aware that there's going to be some noise and some disruption for a while, but we ask for your patience. And believe it or not, it's election time again, so I will start with these election reminders. And the first one is because I've started to receive phone calls about it. Many residents have started to receive applications in the mail from special interest groups if they want to request a mail-in or absentee ballot. We've heard that, hey, you sent me 6 ballots already. We haven't sent you anything. These are solicitations from privately funded or nonprofit political groups. It's not official election mail, so don't be alarmed. Please don't think it comes from the county. The only things you will get from the county are things that you have asked for from the county. So if you have any questions, just give us a call. But again, don't be alarmed if you start to receive more of those solicitation mailings from political action groups. So just be aware.
Thank you. And I would just take my time to thank the Civil Air Patrol from the northwestern Pennsylvania area who is handling and managing the gates, parking, and they are encamped at the fairgrounds. I can't tell you how much that has helped the fair board itself, not only in financially saving money, but actually finding people to actually do the job. These are young men. My own stepson was a Civil Air Patrol member for a long time, and it's a great group of kids. So I would encourage you, when you go through the entry to the fair, if you see a guy and a young kid in uniform, thank them for the fact that they're there, they're camping there. They actually stay on duty, and they get hot dogs every couple hours and macaroni and cheese and whatever else they can make at their encampment. But they're literally not leaving their post. So without that, it would cost the fair thousands of dollars to pay folks for that. So we certainly thank the Civil Air Patrol on behalf of the Board of Commissioners. Any other business brought before the Board of Commissioners? If not, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
We are adjourned. Thank you. All right, going to bring the salary board meeting to order for August 24th. I need approval of the minutes from the August 10th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There were 4 executive sessions, August 10th for the coroner, August 10th for human services, August 12th for GIS, and August 19th for the care center. Now we'll have some motions before the board. We'll start with the courts.
Good morning.
Morning, Heidi.
Heidi.
We're seeking to set the rate for the rehire of Barbara Neiman, temporary per diem district court assistant, newly created position, effective 8/29/22 at $18.75 an hour.
So, second.
So moved and seconded. Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you.
Crawford County Sheriff, Sheriff Powers.
Morning, Commissioner.
Morning, Dave.
I'm here to set the rate for David Neiswanger, full-time deputy sheriff who completed 3 years of service effective September 9th, 2022. As set in the December 22nd, 2021 salary board is $19.91 per hour.
I'll second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Dave. The correctional facility.
Request to ratify the rate for the emergency transfer of Renee McElhaney, full-time lieutenant transferring from full-time correctional officer replacing Jeff Burton, effective 8/15/2022 at $24.57 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. The Care Center.
Request to ratify the rate for the emergency new hire of Stacy Porter, full-time business office coordinator, a newly titled position, replacing Joshua Gildersleeve, effective 8/17/22 at $21 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Request to ratify the rate for the emergency transfer of Deshaun Wolford, per diem temporary nurse aide transferring from per diem nutrition aide, replacing Adelia Carell, effective 8/2/22 at $14.50 per hour plus $2 additional per hour from ARPA funds and $3.50 additional per hour from Care Center HRSA ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tanya.
Okay, the rest of it is just for information for all of us. Any other business brought before the salary board? If not, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you. Okay, we'll bring the retirement board meeting to order for August 24th. We'll start with the approval minutes from the August 10th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There were no executive sessions, and we're ready for Eugenia.
And make the motion for Alexis Boyda, formerly of the Care Center, to withdraw retirement. The start date of 2/23/22, last date paid in interest through 7/30/22.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I make the motion for Sarah Irvin, formerly of Human Services, to withdraw retirement with a start date of 2/19/2008, last date paid in interest.
Second.
5/24/21 is the start date. Last date paid in interest through 8/12/22.
All right, now I'll second it.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I make the motion for Donna Kozabul, from formerly of Clerk of Courts, to begin with retirement with a start date of 2/19/2008 and last date paid in interest through 8/12/22. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And last, I make the motion to approve the Corn Ferry invoice number 195253774 for August 2022 actuarial services in the amount of $2,151 paid from the retirement checking account.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any other business for the retirement board? Not, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you. We do have one quick election board.
We'll have a brief election board meeting. All set? I'll call the election board meeting to order and ask for approval of the minutes from our May 16th meeting and our series of meetings from May 17th through June the 1st.
So moved.
Second?
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion, questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carried. Thank you. Next item of business is a discussion to consider moving our polling location for Linesville Borough. The current location at the Borough Building on West Erie Street just has some challenges with parking and that type of thing. And Gina, Jess, and I went out, and the St. Philip Catholic Church was very gracious in allowing us to look at their facility. We spoke to some folks there, and it seems to be a wonderful place. The gymnasium has ample room, easy access, handicap access, plenty of parking. So the discussion would be to move from the Linesville Borough Building to St. Philip's Church Social Hall for the November 8th election and thereafter. So I entertain any questions or thoughts about that.
I've been out there for like their fish fry and some other stuff, and I think it's a great location. Like you said, parking's plenty, and you can pull right up there for ADA, and I think it'd be a great location.
Yeah, and I appreciate the Lionsville Borough for providing the
Absolutely.
space, but
Absolutely.
it's about one parking space available at any time, and that's usually a handicap space. So I think the board out there is happy with the move, and I think it's a much better space for all things considered, I guess, what we're doing. So.
And with that, I appreciate those thoughts. You know, Jess and Gina and I have talked a lot about it as well. And again, the church seems very willing to help us, so we're appreciative of them. And as you say, appreciative of the Borough Building for hosting us for so many years. Our next step, of course, would be to put it on the next election board agenda to formally approve it. If anybody has a concern or thought about that move, please let us know. If we do approve it, then we will, of course, notify every registered voter in Linesville Borough by a postcard. We will post signs at both prior location and new location to alert voters of the change. But we think it's a good thing for the voters in Linesville Borough, and it'll just be easier access for them. So again, I would ask if anybody has a question or concern about that potential move, notify any member of the election board, notify the Election Voter Services Office, and we'll see what those concerns are. Any other business to come before the election board?
The only thing I would like to say is that I think people get confused by why some of these moves are necessary, and I don't think there's anyone out there who doesn't want everyone to have the ability to vote. And the ADA compliance stuff that Gina does and that Jess does, those are important for folks who have a challenge getting in and outside of a polling place. And it just kind of makes me wonder sometimes when we discuss these moves that these facilities or the area, it's not meant in any way to say that your building's not acceptable, just that we're following a rule and a guideline, which should be a rule and a guideline. We would want everybody to have the access to vote. And I just think it's important that work is not forgotten, and I think people need to realize that these moves are meant to help better the system, to make increased flow, and before someone just maybe takes an assumption that we're not happy with a certain facility or not, it really has nothing to do with that. It really has to do with trying to improve the access for the voters. So I think that's important that you guys do a lot of work, you put a lot of time in, and I think we just have to keep moving forward with these locations. We keep finding spots. This particular spot was just a discussion with the pollers, the vote workers we have out there who said this doesn't work because they have to park so far away. That's the only reason that we wanted to look at it. So there's many reasons to move a polling site, all I think for good reasons, I guess what I'd like to say.
I appreciate it. That's absolutely right.
And maybe to follow up on that, if you, just an update of where we are with the possible moves in Titusville and Meadville.
We are compiling the final pieces of the argument, if you will, that we will present to the Court of Common Pleas. Keith and I have been working on it. Gina and our GIS folks and assessment folks have been compiling all the information that we think they will need to present our case in front of the courts. And we hope to get that finalized relatively soon and get on the court schedule to present yet this year, in hopes that any changes, if the court views it favorably, would take effect for next year primary. So we continue to work in that, get that moving.
And those moves are definitely right in line with everything that Commissioner Henry said for the reasons. And thank you for those locations if they do move for what they've done over the years.
Yes, absolutely. Anything else to come before the election board? If not, I would ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.